Unto the breach. Alice is waiting patiently for the return of certain scions, not least of all you. Good news, Kat. Thancred and Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald and are on their way back here even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh? Okay. Let's go.
Ah, a welcoming party. You needn't have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved.
Wow, you was gonna steal the credit?
Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was little more than a spectator. The lion's share of the credit must go to Alice, Graha, and Kat. But I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could.
As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't all been tears of triumph. Just as we were taking a step towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems landed in our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back. Though I can't help noticing that we're one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Left him behind in Garlemald.
Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried. And I did try, repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger in Alamigo to apprise Robon and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald.
Then mayhap you would do the same for us.
Indeed. It was just as Lee said. Worse, in fact. Devastation as far as the eye could see. Nova and the Third, however, were notable by their absence. Might they have met their end at the hands of Xenos and Fandaniel? Perhaps, or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence, with one exception, the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working there day and night to rebuild, or rather, transform it.
Transform it? Into what?
That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Urianger, certain aspects of its design were clearly devised with the manipulation of Aether in mind. Magitech, in other words.
Sorry.
Yet as unnerving as said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchanged between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed. Or tempered. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. If Fandaniel could bind Bahamut to his will, might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, be sure to save some for Urianger, which reminds me I have a message from Alamigo. Reborn is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he requested our presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be weary from your mission. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this.
In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter, as I promised Kryl. We need not all attend.
Very well. I suggest the rest of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak with Urianger before the meeting.
Break. Dun, 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 dun. All right. You ready?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Oh.
My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole.
As we are to see you safely returned from your mission, Urianger. I trust Thancred made you feel welcome. Well, if it isn't Alpha No and his merry band, I don't know who the fuck this is. Oh, Arenvald. I think you were him.
Arenvald, whatever are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd be away on a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough about that, it's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware.
Damn, the shade. Alphino seems actually really salty.
And may I remind you that we Elezen are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great Auroch such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye. I was not until my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moonbrider towered over me nonetheless.
It's okay, Urianger likes being stepped on. Arenvald brings out the best in Alphino, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company, it's almost endearing.
So, what exactly brings you here? Oh, Fordola mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? Aye? What gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, alright?
Oh, okay, bye.
If Fordola is going with him, that must mean they're dating.
Shipped.
My apologies. As Arenvald rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it.
Okay. Bye. I made an assumption, but now I just oh shit, bye.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. 'Tis no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Theatrix. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Teleforoi's disposal. But since then we have seen no sign of this Fandaniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
Can we never talk about Fandaniel and his worm ever again, please?
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy. 'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us. Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar, and that was the last thing they remembered. But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked. Glory be to Garlemald.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses. And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers. Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania. The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first. Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
Who's there? Oh.
What?
Why is Alphino so shook?
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
I mean, so can I.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvald?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
Oh, okay.
Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore.
Oh, okay. Bye.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamolder and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Arenvald, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan. With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
And you, Fordola? Is this what you want?
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Aldin gave you a chance to refuse. And you didn't.
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat. And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head! I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
Are we bro fist bumping?
If you've finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Paglth'an instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way. Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh? It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light, or Alphino, for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime. No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try. They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
He does not want for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both. While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this Lunar Bahamut.
Bloody thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru. I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian. And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut.
F.
But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
The boyfriend's gotta go.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
Alright. 1 out of 9 done. Here be dragons. Alphino is keen to track down Estinian.
So, Estinian was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there is no time to lose.
Alright. Ba 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 da ba.
All present? Good. Let us split up and search for Estinian.
Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, the squares and markets and whatnot. You and Kat can delve into the nooks and crannies.
Very well. Let us reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without Estinian. Good luck.
Alright.
I think I shall begin at the Sky Steel Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation. Lucia may well have heard news of our friend's return.
Lucia. Alright. Good evening to you, Warrior of Light. Lord Imric sent word that you would be attending the meeting in El Amigo, so I gather you have not come in search of him. To what do we owe the pleasure of your visit? I see. No, we were not aware Sir Estinian has returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Imric, only to find him absent. In any event, I am afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Well, I found Alice and Graha. Where's Alphino? Okay. Cutscene. Oh my god, it's the pink ship, right? I love it.
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
Oh. Aw, that must be him.
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence. Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Uh-oh.
Too long?
You look an ilm taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphino.
Oh no! I This is how you die.
Quieter, though. Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
I am not Alphino! If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Ugh! Had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side. To think the day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alize shouting. Estinian! It's been too long.
Alice's pouting.
No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again. What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
He's just saying that to everyone. I don't trust.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
At least someone's having a good time. You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed.
Good.
He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
Aw, he's growing. Perhaps he sees them as brothers he never had. I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them. Or we can't keep him all to yourself forever. I'll say that he seems like he's grown. He's learned how to talk with people rather than at them.
I wouldn't be so sure. He still loves nothing better than the sound of his own voice.
Absolutely. That's not wrong.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azisla.
Azisla? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Azisla, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation.
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azisla together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again and I'll throw you overboard.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ugh! I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt?
Oh, he was more of a dick earlier. You guys got the better end of Estinian, in my opinion. Well, that happened. Oh.
It has been quite some time since I last set foot in Azisla, but I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit?
No. Alas not. We had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account on your dealings with her. Well then, Kat is the person to ask. As far as I know, he's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face. Man, that was so long ago. Even now, she remains a prisoner of the Elegant Empire, or let's just say it helped that Midgard Sommer was there to introduce me. I'll say that, yeah. It's true. Yes, you were a friend of her father.
I too have met with Tiamat.
Flashbang.
After the Dragon Song War came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a worm who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she yet harbored thoughts of vengeance and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her, even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her.
Aww. Take that money. Alright. Righteous indignation. Estinian is ready to lead the way to Tiamat.
Tiamat awaits. This way.
Alright. Tiamat. Okay.
Edgin Elfin Wafesk Les Non In.
My sire's mortal companion, what bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
That my sins should be repeated. Sorry. I sensed not the faintest stirring. As to who could have called him forth, I know of none save the dragons of Mercidia, our children. The icon claimed their souls when first he manifested, and robbed of them their will, they became tools for the Allegan's dark designs.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Captives of a lost empire, neither alive nor dead, existing only to preserve Bahamut's corporeal form.
Yes, the dragons of Mericidia are at the mercy of this Ascian. There can be no other explanation.
Ash and I die by now.
Accursed Ascians, vile minions of darkness.
Ten Ash an est in. Esk I an kin antul. U Esh I. Ines. Tu in. I saw now.
Again you would profane the memory of my beloved and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity. Are there no depths to which you will not stoop?
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
Snosk anta in Dramon.
What wouldst thou have from me, dragon, slayer of dragons, dragon of slayers, slayer of dragons?
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Santalan infan antosk. Goes rent on.
Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice.
Ale u esk an in. Ale kum ak in.
Recall, mortals, that it was I who did first summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. You who contend with icons cannot well be ignorant of its consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Snoska Dramon kin. Nestra in. Iles I. Nesh an.
Indeed. Ask the Dragon Slayer, and he will tell thee the power we of the First Brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price.
Unmik. Nalstra ul an. Antal an. Smon. Tahi an.
But it is of little matter. For even had I the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Oh, Stydian didn't know. Speak speakest thou in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
Sahaan, Seth Soul, King Bahamut,
A chance to make amends, to lay Bahamut's memory to rest.
An Sumon, Na An Inles, Snalo Les Dish An, Na Ala An Ul An Sin An, Stan In.
When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow. For the debt I owe to Hydaelyn, and to all who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, children of man. Aw, did he smirk? Aw, we did it. God. Oh, it's another cutscene. Of course it is. So they will not have Finder's voices, but I will try my best. While Porxies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints, only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Alligans kept detailed records on all of their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of the shackles. Those shackles. I know Alphino and Kat here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Why are you... Oh, Graha, that's fair. I thought he was challenging Alice, and I was like, ooh, she gonna fucking fight you, but that's fair. Him being like, I don't know anything about you, Graha, what's up? Rest assured, Sir Estinian, that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star. Though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I to make me take the first step towards a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Complicated. Mayhap when our work here is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tartaru's famous tea. And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the notes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the flagship. Yes. We are familiar with it, the Aether Chemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this, a spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. Okay, don't have to ask twice. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. I suppose that could seem rather odd. To explain, Rambros, Urianger, and I are researching the use of spirit vessels in the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines, and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try at least. Agreed. We will take good care of it. Oh, my voice broke. To the flagship, then. Let's go. All right.
Let us split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments, if not due to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding.
Break. All right. Bzz.
Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance.
Bzz. Is it gonna explode? Bleep bloop.
Warning. Scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in -2020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release.
Good. That's what we want.
I'm afraid Aestinian and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything?
I did. A node which smelled like burned hair, or yes, a chirping node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints, or I found a way to activate mechanical sentries, if that's any help. I will, the one that actually helps.
Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirruping, you say? Very well, let us take a closer look.
Okay. Let's go.
Bloop. Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms?
Bleep bloop.
You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologist and members of the royal family.
Well, how convenient.
Oh, all those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps. Don't say that in front of it.
Oh.
Blip. New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Bloop. Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. I can say I'm any of them.
But you can't give the correct name for the person whose blood you used.
No, that's even funnier.
You are setting him up for so many identity issues with the systems. Like, god damn.
I'll just say myself, because I think I would.
Bloop. Welcome, KatFTWynn. You may now operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. Bloop, bloop. Error. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat. A system update is required.
Oh my god. It's run by Windows.
A system update? What do you suppose it is asking of us?
To smash it to pieces. I could hazard a guess.
Well, that's more than I can say. Confounded bloody thing.
User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. Bloop. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. This issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship.
So, can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it will float there, spewing nonsense.
User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating placation protocols. Bloop. I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process.
How gratifying. But I dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it.
All right. Another quest completed. Is that 2 or 3 done now? I don't know, I lost track already. For vengeance! The restrainment node stands poised to lend a hand, figuratively speaking.
Bloop. Guiding user to terminal. This way, please.
Okay. Oh.
Let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask which version you are employing?
Why, software version 42.002, of course. Bloop, bloop. Warning, errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day.
That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead?
Bloop. The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have been changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions are no longer accurate.
Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much. As long as we paid due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain. Just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes, Boomer. However, it does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via Link Pearl once I am ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return it to Grahatia once this is over, and I won't drink it.
Please don't.
I said I won't. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allegan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that the Ascians touch turns to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground.
It's never worked.
And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too?
Enemy or no, I want to understand him. I will try yes, and if that fails, I'll remember him. Or certainly after I've wiped the smile off his face. I would say I will try yes, and if that fails, I'll remember him. Which is ominous and funny, kind of.
I see little point in reasoning with the wretch, or remembering him for that matter. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited. And there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship, only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it.
I appreciate that Estinian doesn't look down on us for it.
Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others.
Okay. Let's go rejoin the others. Okay. Estinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphino's absence that he's succeeded elsewhere. Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to nodes, Graha and I were learning we're learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirm that her ethereal balance leans strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of aether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning, I'll need to get all the aether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds.
Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference?
Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphino to disengage the restraints ethereal dampers. What? Restraints ethereal dampers. I'm counting on you, Angelo.
Oh, that's Horoxy, okay.
Ah, such warmth. The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with the men of Alag. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Kat, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Oh no. Tell me of Bahamut and the Ascians, or tell me of your war with the men of Alag. I would say that since she just mentioned it, it's maybe more relevant. Wicked, bloodthirsty creatures, not content with their own lands, they brought fire and death to Mericidia, our home. My eyes. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men. though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Upon your arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest. Kin to the trees, surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I had found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Charlian scholar Rurusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear. If only she were here with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo. When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long man fought with man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony, too, were fated to end. For the men of Elag slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Ascians. The rest thou knowest only too well. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid the world of the Ascians together, and you and your beloved will have justice.
Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear, when this is over... Keep going, Alice. The magic is working. Any of us can imbue the energy into Angela. Why is it gotta be her? Okay. While I knew this wasn't going to be easy, no patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close, I can feel it. And while I have only a few more drops of aether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. Then I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. All right, here I go. Okay, here we go. Go, Angela.
Ugh, no! I'm almost there!
That also works, I guess.
This is it, Angelo!
Es lies an. Mich es tai.
Yes, I feel it. The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Task in Santal Ankin in way.
Answer me this, children of man. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
Ankin.
My children.
Slosk an ol fol kail an. Slosk seth som in an.
Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace.
Afaten. Mon old. One Lis an. Do old an.
Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
She's in an
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time. Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Ooh, I didn't notice they were stabbing her. Bahamut, my beloved.
Jas, Asa,
For vengeance and atonement, I rise.
By the gods!
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Paglth'an. He flies for the largest amount of settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
Why was that said so sexily to Tiamat?
You know why.
God, I love Tiamat. All right. While I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian and Tiamat in battle, 'twould be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. Okay. What's the foe we face? The Flames of War! The Lunar Bahamut, bound for Paglth'an. Oh my god. Grahatia is determined to call upon the aid of your fellow Scions. It's another cutscene. I have already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Ul'dah at the Hall of Flames. Let us collect Alphinaud and be on our way. Put him in our pocket. Pocket Alphinaud. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Wow. Oh, okay. We're just here now. Okay, and in another okay.
Now, I know some of you could do with a rest, but I'm sorry to say that Telefore have other plans. Paglth'an is already under siege. Happily, the Immortal Flames arrived just in time to join the defensive effort, with Marshal Tarapin at their head. Well now, given the failure of the peace negotiations, I was uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. 'Tis good to hear that Ul'dah has not abandoned the Amalja.
Abandon them? Did we not profess to be their friends? I don't know who this is. Ah! I don't know which one said that, though.
Raisin.
A little potato.
Your Grace.
Marshal Tarapin had made provisions for such an exigency. Never heard that word before. And was ready to depart at a moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the Syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of intervention. Nor is Ul'dah alone in its resolve. The other Alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to Paglth'an. Yet even with our combined strength, we shall be sorely tested. For we face not only the might of an Imperial Legion, but Lunar Bahamut and his draconic horde besides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured. But not all of the omens are grim. Our forces report that despite their proximity to Lunar Bahamut, none of the Amalja show any signs of tempering. Strange. What primal would turn down the chance to claim new thralls? Unless it is incapable of doing so. Primals are not wont to serve a master, Ascian or otherwise. It may well be that Lunar Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that were true, anyone could fight them, and Kat and others like him wouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Be that as it may, Lunar Bahamut remains an incalculably powerful foe, whom our soldiers will struggle to best through mere force and arms. With the aid of Scions, however, I believe they will fare rather better, assuming, that is, you are ready to take the field. An airship awaits to bear you to the front. Pray set forth as soon as you are able. I, meanwhile, shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. It was kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities.
Well, I for one am inclined to do as her grace requests. Lest we forget, Arenvald and Fordola are in Paglth'an on reconnaissance. The sooner we save the day, the better their chances. Indeed. To the airship, then.
All right, let's go then.
Greetings, we've been expecting you. But say the word and we shall depart for Paglth'an at once.
Oh, okay. Paglth'an, now accessible!
I definitely feel that we're saying that wrong, but I don't know how we're meant to say it.
I think they said Paglth'an in the cutscene.
Oh, did okay.
I think so. So, we can take everyone here. All right. Let's do it. Paglth'an! Probably a cutscene. Yeah. Arr. Tiamat. Aww. Ascian vermin, you shall torment my children no longer. She angry. Nice. We all have glowy weapons except Alphino, which is kind of hilarious. Well, Ali says is like a subtle.
He's a basic bitch.
Yeah. Does he still have the same book? Oh my god. No, he has a different book, but yeah.
To be fair, Carby glows.
Carby does glow, that's a fair point. But yeah, I was thinking maybe things will die faster in pulls.
Yeah.
Because I actually do AoEs.
I guess Estinian can't be with your group because he's like doing story important stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna just kill this guy because he's too far away and annoying. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, for those that don't know, trust NPCs never do AoEs. They only do one single target attacks, which is why runs take a lot longer with them. Unfortunately. All right. Give them all Peloton. All right, thank you for the welcome backs, by the way. Yeah, Graha, get them.
I imagine, by the way, you don't remember either, but I specifically had a vegan list set up for the Zodiac stuff because someone had asked about it before, because so many of them are just full of meat dishes.
Yeah, I don't remember though.
Someone in chat had asked before when I was doing one like ages ago at this point.
Yeah.
So that's why I had it ready, and I was trying to remember who.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh god.
So I'd say I'm not expecting you to remember, but I just thought I'd mention it in case you suddenly went, oh yeah, that sounds like.
Sounds like blank, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. Bam. Also, everything in this dungeon is fairly squishy. Not squishy, spongy.
Mm-hmm.
Take forever, even if you are with others. Ah.
They really, really do, yeah.
Down, down. It's Tempered Imperial. It's annoying. All right. Cheese and rice. But yeah, this is the only other duty until Endwalker. I don't know about solo duties, but... And the reason I know this one fairly well, just like Matoya's Relic, is like I just did them a lot because this one and Matoya's Relic were the 2 expert dungeons for expert roulette. So we had to do them a lot when I was playing. Not first started playing, but because obviously I had to work my way through the story. But once I was all cut up and stuff, this was all that was available.
It's a fun dungeon.
Yeah. I like Matoya's Relic more just because I like the aesthetic and the magicalness. Yeah, what a shock. Ba, ba, ba. Nice. And I'll take a bite of my protein bar before the boss. But glory be to Garlemald. That's probably not good. I also forgot me and River were gonna go shopping, just grocery shopping later, and this is like the 3rd time we have picked a day that it's fucking raining.
I saw one of those fear-mongering headlines about how the UK is due to get 50 days of rain or something.
In a row? Or just total?
I don't know, it's one of those headlines that I'm not gonna click to learn more because it's probably bullshit.
Yeah, no, I would listen to whatever scientists are saying.
Yeah.
And also, everything they predicted has been wrong, so...
Yeah.
Because everything's actually worse than they expect.
The general thing that they're talking about that might actually be true, that they're then coming up with that headline out of, is that it seems like they're saying it's going to be a much wetter summer than usual.
Thank you, Overdwellers. Let me get... What do you say? Let me something your way. Sorry. Okay, before this, I'm gonna om-nom. Have a bite. And I saw the same one, apparently.
Yeah.
Also, I got welcome to chat room.
Yeah, for whatever mixture of reasons, at least here, we're meant to get a particularly wet summer.
Giggity.
It might still be hot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's the hot I'm worried about. And just the fact that, like... Okay. I'll put it over here. So for those that don't know, you put your lightning on a pole, so that way it's not on you, and then get out of it. Not a big deal if you miss it. It doesn't kill you, but it's not fun. For you or the healer. I think it gives you vuln for that electricity. And these are going to do AoEs around them. The bigger one's doing a bigger one, obviously. So you want to be in between them. And now you want to put this where it's safe. I usually don't do well for that, but I did okay this time. Oops. Oh well. Nope. I don't know what kind of tank buster that is. It's the UK, as it ever does is all it ever does is rain. It's not really news. I mean, also that. I did hear that like the warm areas are just going to be really warm, and that they're a little worried about shit. I'm gonna get hit. Yep, there it is. What did that even do to me though? Didn't look like anything. They're worried about hurricane season because of the temperatures in the ocean are really high right now, which is a little unsettling. I mean, I'm not in a hurricane area, which is great, but for those that are, I'm nervous for them. But also, I'm in an area that doesn't usually get tornadoes. It's usually more south. Like Chicago, northern Illinois usually doesn't. It's very rare. It can happen. It's more rare. But I'm worried that that will be more prevalent as things heat up and stuff and weather starts being more hit and miss. There's not room for 2 bosses? Oh my god. You're not wrong. Oh god.
I don't know, we've seen a few dual bosses in this game.
That's also true. I'm gonna take a bite of the protein bar. He's dead. I guess I'll take that. Fill my inventory more. Is that the Azure Dragoon? Oh, well, there's Estinian. And Tiamat.
The Amalta are in trouble. Let's split up.
Okay, he went that way. Very well, I shall fly to their aid. Thanks, Tiamat. Oh. The only thing that's so weird about trusts is being anything other than a tank feels so strange. Because you have to pull. I'm not supposed to pull ahead of the tank.
I mean, it's Final Fantasy XIV. Of course, the single player stuff teaches you bad habits.
I mean, true. Night, Cynthia. Have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. There's a hug.
Night, Cynthia.
Have a lovely night. Get all that good rest.
You underestimate me.
What's the infamous one for healers that I see people talk about a lot? It's like you should basically never use one of your cure spells once you unlock the next one.
I mean...
it's I forget which job it is, but one of them does a thing where Cure 1 has like some low percentage chance to give you a free cast of Cure 2.
Oh, that must not be something I picked up.
So it sounds like a useful thing that you might want to do.
Right.
But the way it works out in terms of like the healing you're doing and how often that actually happens, is that it's significantly better apparently to just cast Cure 2 instead.
Yeah.
And
that's what I do. Well, I don't have Cure 2 yet, but just for like healer things, whatever's the better one is what I go for. Unless you are in a lower dungeon. That's why you still have the lower one on your hotbar. For anyone, not necessarily, I know Finder knows this, but just anyone listening. You still always want the stuff on the hotbar because lower dungeons, you want that shit. But it's White Mage. Yeah, I'm just leveling White Mage and I'm only level 23 right now, or 20. Yeah, something like that, 22, 23. So I don't know too much yet. I don't even have Cure 2 yet.
Yeah.
Some people say never use Medica 2, just use Medica 1 and Cure 3. Why, though? I mean, it's all preference, right? As long as people are living, that's what matters. Like, it doesn't matter how you do your healing. Yeah, there's probably a more optimal way, but there's no wrong way to play your class unless you're not doing your job, which is healing people. Because I'm sure I don't play Astrology in the best way. For a long time, I didn't even use the overall heal bubble because it requires you to be aware of when a raid wide's going to happen, because it's best if you know ahead of time. So for a while, I didn't use it. Or the shield one, still hit or miss on if I use, because it doesn't seem that effective compared to other things. For me. But for other people, they might use it all the time. You know? Seems Estinian is good for something after all. Damn, Ellie, say! How Alphino said, as you should well know, or have you been ignoring my tales of his exploits? Oops. That's hilarious. Also, if you didn't see, Tiamat just fucking nuked these dudes.
Yeah.
People have bad opinions. It's more that when they say you should do this. If you do it that way, that's cool. But it may not be how someone else does it. It doesn't mean that someone else is wrong. My poor child, I shall free you from thy pain. Aw, so Tiamat's helping us fight now.
Tiamat's just
hi, Cena, by the way. Hello. Huh?
Tiamat's gonna eat her kids and just try again, make new ones.
Make new ones after eating them. We know dragons make a habit of eating things. Maybe that's just Hrelsvager.
Yep.
If you're still wondering, a breakfast scramble is basically a veggie omelet you continue to scramble after adding the eggs to the mix.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
So either that list had some vegetarian stuff, or it's another case where they're doing like a egg substitute.
Oh yeah.
And because the links to the pages weren't working, I couldn't see the actual recipes or anything, or more detailed descriptions.
Right. All right. So this is a fun, weird boss. Preparing to fire. So those lights in the back, you want to be where the light isn't. All the way over here now. Well, will they make it in time? They did. That is such a close call for me. I don't know. It's uncomfortable. Too close.
Yeah.
Just the beginning.
Middle. I meant more the folks who say never use ABC. Gotcha. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, okay. So because we killed them before, it didn't go up. But now we go up here. It doesn't auto put you up here. You have to run to that launch pad we were on. I just knew where it was. And you just do as much damage as you can.
Leave the healing to me.
Alright. Now it'll have the same thing with the back, but it'll introduce some other things. Be on east. It's a scrambled omelet, so I suppose anything you can put in an omelet will be able to be scrambled. That makes sense. So now there's missiles, which you want to avoid. They're on both sides of the arena. They're very slow. So, luckily middle is safe. It's RNG, so I'm just gonna arms length this. All right. The one time Allie says limit break actually helps, and she's not using it. I guess I could use it. Ah! It's fine. Graha's not fine, but I'm fine. Wonder why Graha didn't move.
He was
All right.
worrying about you.
Aww, probably. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Hell yeah. We did it. Second boss down. One more to go. God, I want an omelet now. I love omelets. I used to have it every... Oh, I forgot there are enemies here. I used to have an omelet every Saturday at my college. Because I usually never went during breakfast time during the weekdays because I wasn't up early enough. Because a lot of my classes were like 11 or later. So I would just grab a quick bar and run to class. And by then, breakfast was over. So Saturdays, I was able to actually catch breakfast. And I would get an omelet every time. So yummy. It's just the pour eggs. Like you pour from a container, but still. Hi, Hero. Hello. Yeah. I hope we get this Dungeons Glams as Diable crafted leveling set. That'd be nice. Some of them are kind of cool, especially like, I think some of them have like tattoos. I wish you could dye the tattoos on clothes a lot. I think in here they're white, which looks a little weird on skin. Just because depending on your skin, it gets like super faded and it kind of just looks like scars instead. So it doesn't stand out very much depending on what skin tone you chose. Well made omelet, so chef's kiss, yay. Yay. I love the healer caster sets. And we are getting dual dye channels. Yeah, eventually. Is that going to be when Dawn Trail releases?
I don't know.
I will call unto my children. Yeah, she will. My Tiamat. Icon waiteth in the heavens. My child shall bear thee to him. Oh, they're waiting for me to grab one, so I guess I'll grab one, and then they'll follow along. So usually you, like, try to juggle with other people you queued with on who's grabbing which dragon. Dawn Trail ships with dual dye channels, but not all items will have updated on expansion launch. That's what it is. So anything from them on, but not necessarily old stuff.
Right.
But all new items should have it. Okay. Tiamat's fighting with us again. So if we do get the crafting leveling set, maybe two dye channel options would be the tattoo color. That'd be sweet. I'm really worried they're gonna make the dual dye ignore the like weird times where they have red that you can't change or blue you can't change. Most of the times red.
Focus. Release.
I'm worried it's gonna be like the black and white on the outfit or the metal and not the fucking red. We'll see. Or I think they really want to be in Tiamat. The perma red is a problem for me, same. I'm not a fan. It's on like so many outfits. They really just like red and you can't change it. Yeah. Hi, Bahamut? Oh, God. I'm almost dead. Must have stood in something and I didn't see it. So it makes you see red? Exactly. Can't get away from that Tiamat. Or can we? No. No. Unfortunately. I think a lot of gear will have like fabric color is one channel, metal color too, but I hope it'll be more unique than that. Yeah, we'll see. From our jokes to the enemies wanting to be inside, I know. I think it's just because Graha's tanking them so close to Tiamat. Oops. Bow, bow. Oh, wasn't expecting a cutscene? I thought we had a couple more pulls. Lunar Bahamut. Jesus. How can he see? Oh shit, Tiamat! Oh, okay. We are very far away. But I had the rest of my protein bar. Let's go. Wait, I got turned around. My bad.
Amazing.
What?
You running away.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm out. Mapping the realm. Paglth'an. Okay. Oh god. Bow, bow, bow. Akmorn, which means stay the fuck here until it's done. We fall. We fall. We fall. Mega Flare. Back to this again. He's gonna go down the center. So we should probably do this. Yep. I didn't think I got out of that in time. Yeah. Damn. I guess that went off sooner, so I should have been where the buddies were. How the fuck did he get out of that so fast he didn't even get touched? Center? Center. Ow. Well, my shield's not up yet. Ba 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 ba. It's up now. Wait, I don't want to stay. Well, too late. Oh, it didn't count. Cool. Thought it would. Ba-da, ba, ba, ba-da, ba, ba, ba-da, ba, ba, ba-da. Not middle, corners. We fall. Latency might have been your ally there. Yeah, for once. Alice, where are you going? Oh, well. Alpha, no, could you not stand where I put that? It's fine, he's fine.
You underestimate me.
Luckily, it barely hurt him. Not what I meant to do, but that's fine. Oh, I just done him. Oh well.
There'll be nothing for you but a smoking crater.
Them both speaking at the same time was very, very scary.
You did it.
We did it. Get fucked, Lunar Bahamut. Yay. Everyone coming running in. All right. Chest strap of casting. So yeah, like this is what a lot of the pieces look like. So it has like this dye, or not dye, tattoo. Oh, you can't dye it, right? Okay. Let's go.
Kin Soul Ash An Esk Snodo in Aisto.
Children of man, the shade of my beloved is no more, and I shall be forever in your debt.
Antal An in Aisto. Antal Afa Snalosk I Ash An Dran Mira
By your deeds we are set free, and free we shall remain, as long as I draw breath. Never again shall the dragons of Mericidia hearken to the lies of the Ascians. This I vow. Thank you, Tiamat.
Noble warriors, the dragons chose their friends well.
Hello.
Long have our peoples waged war, but no more. Your fallen lie beside our own. By our words and deeds shall we honor their sacrifice.
You would make peace with Ulta then, or we would be proud to call you our allies, or then let us put the past behind us. Say we'll be proud to call you our allies. Or have a positive one.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend. And you have proven yourselves worthy of our trust. It is the Garleans who are deserving of our fury. I shall see that my brethren learn the truth of this day, and rally as many as possible to the cause, till we meet again.
And thus did we make allies of the Amalja.
It would certainly seem that way. The Sultana will be pleased. Let's go and give her the good news, shall we?
Sometime earlier, inside the Paglth'an Tower. Oh. It's a lot of meat. Oh. Oh, I hate the squish noise.
What in Ralga's name happened here?
The gods only know. But you can bet these poor sods aren't here by choice.
Quickly! We've got to get them free!
The eyes, Angie.
Get back!
No! What have I done?
It's too late for them! We're leaving, now!
What did that do? Oh! Oh! That's an Ifrit.
No! Don't you dare! We came together and we're leaving together!
Oh! We're just gonna end it on that? Oh, okay.
While it would have been too much to hope that we have seen the last of Fandaniel, we have dealt his schemes a telling blow this day, and that alone is cause to celebrate. And celebrate I will, when we have received word of Arenvald's safe return.
I don't know what's gonna happen to either of them. This is the end of... No, this is not the end of this patch. You may now enter Paglth'an with a party of NPC avatars to make use of this feature. Open trust interface. This is the last quest, I'm sorry, of this patch. When the dust settles, Alphinaud is minded to share his account of the events that unfolded in Paglth'an with the Sultana. Okay, it's a cutscene.
Standing around here worrying is not going to help matters. Come, we must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her grace.
Brave Scions! Oh. Would that I could treat you to a hero's welcome, but I bear urgent news from the frontistery.
Your grace, whatever is the matter?
As our troops withdrew from Paglth'an, they came upon 2 scouts sent to the nearby tower. I have yet to hear their full account, but it seems that one of them, your friend, I believe, had been wounded and was being dragged away by the other.
Oh no. I must go. Forgive me, your grace. Can you tell us aught of Arenvald's condition, your grace? The wounded scout.
Not save that it is grave. The Chirurgians tend to him even as we speak. The infirmary must be inundated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get underfoot. KatFTWynn, would you mind going after Alphino? He may need some support. From someone other than me.
Very well.
Thank you. The rest of us will see that the relevant people know what took place in Paglth'an.
Come on, then.
From the sad music to the jarring quest accepted. Another one come to see the lad in silver armor. Master Demilion is tending to him as we speak. If you'd be so kind as to wait.
What did Master Demi Elliot say? Tell me his exact words.
Let the Cherugians do their work.
What? You're right. Forgive me. Oh. When we said our farewells to Arenvald, I was afraid that something like this might happen. But now that it has, all we can do is wait.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
May we see him?
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life. I just wish I had been there. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps I could have...
Could have what? Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light. People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker than most. If you're going to shed a tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
It may be that victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
All life is precious! Oh, you need to grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
You're right. He is idealistic. But the world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better, and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you lot'll be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? they'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
Dreams worth fighting for don't die so easily.
I'm not gonna lie, that was my favorite part from Estinian. Like, ever. Also, rip Discord React PNG. Okay. Oh my god, another cutscene.
I know. There is nothing more I can do here. Come, let us rejoin the others.
Her Grace invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to join her in the Fragrant Chamber. Your comrades have already arrived. Will the three of you be joining them?
We will.
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvald. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide. On that you have my word. Now, we would share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
Hi, Pippin.
First Bahamut, now Ifrit. Or Lunar Ifrit, as Fandaniel would doubtless have it.
'Tis now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned.
Oh, shit.
At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities. For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak.
You only need to tell me where they are. Sure. I can do it. I'll just do Bahamut.
Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now. After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amalja have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have pledged their full support to our cause. It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Paglth'an. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Now, if you will forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
All right. Well, it's good if they do deal with them, but just see what Elise has to say. Okay, of course it's a cutscene. Why would I expect different? Right then. Unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we returned to the Rising Stones. And that includes you, Alphino. Arenvald is in good hands here.
Oh, of course. He would doubtless mock me for pacing about the infirmary. Let us retire then, that we might regain our strength in readiness for the coming challenges. If all are in agreement then, I shall let Kral know to expect us. A hot bath and a hearty meal shouldn't be beyond arranging with the time available. It will be good to be home. I have some thinking to do.
Oh.
Yes, I'll try asking him. Thank you. I shall look forward to it. Our comrades eagerly await our return, and Krile in particular has a few matters she is keen to discuss. One of which concerns you, Estinian, believe it or not. You will join us, won't you? Fine. Really? I thought you said you were avoiding that Baldacian woman.
He's going for Alphino.
If I refused, she would only pursue me.
They are scary.
Let's get this over with, shall we?
I love the idea that Estinian's terrified of Tataru and Krile. That is so funny to me. That was well, it's a cutscene. Fuck. God damn it.
Welcome back.
Oops, sorry, Krile. I did not mean to skip you.
Thanks to Arenvald's selfless efforts,
we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings, and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald. Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophoroi's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star. And so, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
'Tis possible the ancient knowledge preserved within our archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that. I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
I presume your role as a student of Baldesion will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay. After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Hydaelyn's blessing, a topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
We were wondering, when was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly?
Near the end of Dragonsaw War, or that day in the Crystarium? That day in the Crystarium? I can't recall it, so I'm gonna pick it.
When Elidibus sought to make warriors of light, that was the voice which calls constantly to all who might hear it. I spoke of direct communication, when Hydaelyn communed solely with you. A far rarer occurrence.
History shows us that Hydaelyn is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in his judgment.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Krile, I made inquiries of my own. And as far as I am able to tell, Hydaelyn has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reen. But that was not the will of Hydaelyn. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Hydaelyn were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Hydaelyn's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular. Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now, of all times. Estinian, We stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number. And so I must ask you again, will you join us?
Peer pressure. Oh, you can't say no to Elfin, no.
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Alamigo, you inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less. And even when you lost those you held dear, you carried their spirit with you and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go. If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Sharlayan, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
I shall do my very best. Farewell.
Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace... That's a lot of weapons.
Well, does this one meet with your approval? Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure. It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance. Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord! We have only to wait for them to quicken! Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Ascian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use. Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Well, well, not quite what I was expecting, though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
Gee, I wonder what it could be.
A knife.
No! Well, it looks like I'm going to have a busy few moons. Not that they ever seem to be anything but. Thancred's got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm, which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance, because I do. But when it comes to putting down primals, nobody does it better than us. Well, then you lot, more accurately. You won't catch me trading blows with a primal in the near future. But for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless meals to arrange, baths to fill, sheets to wash, stores to replenish, and the list goes on. Which is where I come in. And gladly, mind you, it's the least I can do to support the scions who risk life and limb. Like poor Arenvald. I wish there was something we could do for him. But we'll just have to settle for saying the odd prayer and keeping a roof over our heads. It wouldn't do to have him come back to complete shambles, would it? Now would it? But that's enough of my rambling. Off you go and get some rest. If there are any developments, I promise you'll be the first to know. Alright, not for naught. Not for naught. Oh, no title for that one. Alright.